Hi everybody. You hear a lot of talk these days about having a strong core, and really strong core is at the center of everything. So it's this area right in here. You hear about talking about having a flat stomach, abdominal work, all of it centers around this area, and it's more than just having a flat tummy. It's about developing the center part of you, the core, which really is at the center of everything. So with that said, I have a mini drill core workout I like to share with some of you today. So we're gonna start on our backs here in what might seem like the typical sit-up position, but we're going to add some mindfulness to it. So make sure that your back is flat on the floor, and if you find that there is a little curve to it, encourage your bottom, pulling it under here right where your sit bones hit the floor. So pulling it down, and then engage your core. Nice long spine here. Feet are flat on your mat, facing forward. And then place your hands just over your tummy here and engage your core. So pull your navel in. Take a breath in. And then exhale, release it. One more time, inhale. And exhale, release. Slowly pick your feet up off the floor. So your feet are facing out, knees are bent here. Take a breath in. Core is still engaged. And then interlace your hands and bring them just behind the back of your head here. Resting your head, back of your head, just on your hands. Make sure there's no strain to your neck. And then on your inhale, we're going to lift up, and we're going to hold this for 5 breaths. So we're lifting here, no strain in our neck, lifting from your core, engaging your core here. And we're going to hold this for 5 breaths. So inhale, lift, and hold for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Gently release it down. Release your feet back down to the floor, coming into a nice restorative constrictive position where your feet are in, your knees are together, and we'll stay here for a second in this resting pose to set up for another round. Take a breath in and a breath out. Lift your feet back up. Inhale, place your hand behind the back of your head. Arms are out. And then inhale, lift up and hold this for 5 breaths. 1, 2, you got this. 3, 4, and 5. Come back down. Release it. Take a breath in. And a breath out. Waking up everything here in this midsection. We'll do it a 3rd time. Hands behind the back of your skull. Lift your feet up. Inhale, lift up for 1, 2, 3, engage your core. 4, long spine. 5, and release it. Nice. Pull your knees into your chest, rock from side to side, giving a nice massage to the lower back. And then on the next position, lift your legs up high to the sky here. And then we're going to take your arms out beside you. And we're going to do some core work, working the lower abs. So on your inhale, we're going to lift up and hold this for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Nice. Knees into chest. Rock from side to side if you need to. Take a breath in. And a breath out. Inhale, lift your legs up high again. Arms out to the side. Inhale, lift and hold for 1, 2, 3, aiming for your toes. 4, engage your core. And 5, release it. Knees in, nice. And we'll do another time. Inhale, lift your legs up nice and tall. Toes pointed. Arms out to the side. Inhale, lift. Aiming for your toes and hold for 1, 2, engage your core, pull your navel in. 3, 4, and 5. Nice. Knees into chest, rocking from side to side. Then we're going to rock up, coming into what's known as Navasana or boat pose. So pulling the flesh out from underneath you. We'll start with our legs bent here, arms out to your side, the same way they were just now. We're going to hold this for 5 breaths. 1, pull your navel in. 2, spine is nice and long. 3, don't worry if you're shaking. 4, you got this. And 5, cross your feet. Place your hands beside you here. Inhale, lift up your bottom. Nice. And then exhale, sit it back down, and we'll do a couple of more rounds. I don't know about you guys, but I'm definitely working up a sweat already. So who says a core workout doesn't make you sweat? So inhale, lift your legs up. Engage your core here. We're going to hold this for 5 breaths. You got this. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Cross your legs. Inhale, lift up. And then exhale, sit it back down. Awesome. One more time. And this time, the idea here is that we'll do high boat is here and low boat here. High boat here, low boat here. If it's too much for you, you can just stay lifted in the boat position, or you can come all the way down to your back and rest. So definitely listen to your body. Don't push yourself. It's a marathon, not a race, right? Yoga's a journey. So inhale, lift up. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, low boat. Inhale, high. Low and high. Inhale, low. Exhale, high. Inhale, low. I think that was 3. Exhale, high. Low and high. 4. Low and high. One more time for a good measure. Low and high. Cross your feet. Inhale, lift up your bottom and sit it back down. Nice work. We're going to come over to hands and knees now to set up for the good old plank pose, which is great for the core. So we're here in hands and knees underneath your hips, hands firmly on the mat underneath your shoulders. Tuck your toes, set your left foot back, right foot back, long line from your head to your heels, stacked over your shoulders. Engage your core. I'm going to hold plank pose here for 5 breaths. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Come back down to your knees. Sit back on your heels. Place your arms forward to come in here into child's pose. Resting here in child's pose. Take a breath. And a breath out. Nice. Another breath in. And another breath out. One more time. Breath in. And a breath out. Rise back up. Tabletop. We'll sneak in a couple of cat-cow stretches. So inhale, lower your belly, lift your heart for cow. And exhale, round your spine for cat. One more time, just like that. Inhale, lower your belly. And exhale, round your spine. Coming back to plank. Left toe back, left foot back, right foot back. Long line, head to your heels. Engage your core, pull your navel in, and you got this for 5 breaths. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Down to your knees. Sit back again in child's pose, stretching out. Great. Coming back up. Tabletop position to set up for one more round of plank. Left foot back, long line from your head to your heels, trying not to sink down. Right foot back, coming into top of a push-up, high plank. Hold this for 5 breaths. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Knees down, sit back. Awesome work. Cool. So that was plank position, which is great for building strength, strengthening the core. And then there's also side plank. So from side plank, a lot of times I like to come into downward facing dog. So from tabletop position, I'll push up to downward facing dog, shaking my head out, releasing any tension, pressing all 10 fingers into the mat, all 10 toes, pedaling out here before we set up for side plank. So on your inhale, we're going to rock forward. In side plank, I'll give you 2 options. You can modify and take your knee down, engage your core still here, and lift your arms straight up, stacking each arm over the shoulder and the hand that's engaged on the mat, pressing firmly down into the mat. Core is pulled in. You can stay here for 5 breaths. For those of you who want a little bit more challenge, come back to plank, stack both feet over on top of each other. You can take one forward like this, or bring one directly on top of each other, and hold this for 5 breaths. Engage your core. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, and then exhale, push back to child's pose. Hold, take a breath in here in child's pose, and a long breath out. One more time, inhale, and exhale. Nice. Tuck your toes, lift your hips up and back, and we'll take plank on the left side. So rock forward to plank, top of a push-up. Take your feet, stack them on top of each other or the knee down. Once you're lifted here, you want to lift your hips, engage your core. Arms are stacked, and hold this for 5 breaths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Arm back down, push back to downward facing dog. Nice. Walk your feet in to meet your arms. Coming into forward fold, releasing all of that. Shake your head no, nod your head yes. And here in forward fold, take the backs of your hands. I love this. They call this 8 pose. I call it monkey pose. Taking the palm of your hands underneath your feet here and making sure, if you can, your toes are touching the back of your wrists. Nice soft bend to your knees and giving your wrists a nice massage. After all those planks, the wrist needs some love for sure. Staying here for a couple breaths, releasing all of that great core work. with no judgment and no expectation, just a curiosity and a commitment to the journey. So release your hands. Kind of come back to a seated position facing you. And we'll end this little mini core workout with a nice Om. So hands into heart here. Thank you so much for stopping by and practicing with me. You can follow me on Instagram at Lon's Yoga Story and here on YouTube, Yoga with Lonnie. Take a breath in through your nose. Release your hands beside you. Thank you so much for practicing with me. I hope your core feels fired up and continue your practice. Thanks so much.